Meanwhile, as the vaccine rollout continues, there are some communities at risk of being left behind. In Michigan, Black Americans make up just 9% of those vaccinated as of May 3rd, despite making up 14% of the state's population. We've seen similar disparities in many parts of our country. So people are putting their shoulders to the wheel to fix that, including former NBA star, Detroit native, Fab 4 star, and Fab 5, ESPN, how could I do that? ESPN and ABC analyst Jalen Rose helping Detroit residents get their last shot at Leadership Academy on the city's west side. Jalen, thanks very much for being with us. I'm now in trouble with my wife, a Michigan native who's a huge fan. But good work. And so what inspired you to turn your Leadership Academy into a vaccination site? And why was it so important for you to do so?
Thank you very much for having me on. Being born and raised in Detroit, the city, the community, the citizens mean everything to me. And any chance I get to try to contribute, I'm going to do that with my time, my energy, my money, and my knowledge. And I realized that the coronavirus is different. And your numbers were staggering. 9% of Black Americans in Detroit are getting vaccinated. We have to wake up. And here's the thing, our fears are real as citizens in the United States of America, of medicine, of the police, of the government. And so we're going to be hesitant in a lot of times to go and get a shot. We're going to think that something else is behind the curtain, like what's the gotcha moment? But this is different. 600,000 people have died due to coronavirus. We're wearing masks now. This is something like we've never done. Sports were canceled at a point. And until we're not wearing masks, until young people can go back to school, until we can function normally as a society, it's extremely important that we get vaccinated. So I'm really fortunate that JRLA was a vaccination site. Our goal is to be a beacon in the community and educate young people like we've been doing since 2011. And we host 400 plus high school students, 9 through 12, and another 600 that are in secondary education. That's college, university, community college, trade school, or military. So we have around 1,000 students. And when you hear the vaccinations are now available between 16-year-olds and older, it's really important that the community does what it can to give back. So we put 30 vaccinations into people. That means a lot to us. That means a lot to our community. And hopefully people will hear my voice and continue to be encouraged to go out and get vaccinated.
And Jalen, you're doing so much to provide more access to vaccines. How are you combating that vaccine hesitancy that you're describing? How do you assure people that this is safe and this is something they should do? Is there a message that you feel in your experience is getting through?
It is getting through, but I'll be honest with you. I'm an old man because I'm almost 50. But there are some people that are 65 and older that I've had these conversations with, that are in my family, that are my neighbors. And they tell me, all right, young fella, I'm going to tell you what it takes to survive to be 70, 75, and 80 years old. So let me put my arm around you and tell you what survival is like, because I've seen this, this, and this. You haven't just yet. And so that's where I come in and say, but this is the first time that your sons, your daughters, your grandkids were not able to go to school. This is the first time you were giving ear hugs to your teachers. Like, this is different. This is real. This has been deadly. And it's extremely important that we go out and get vaccinated. And I'm extremely fortunate that Henry Ford, as well as the Detroit Pistons, did their job to make sure JRLA was involved in this really important movement.
And Jalen, beyond vaccinations, this pandemic, we all know has been so difficult for schools. So how has your Leadership Academy handled those challenges?
So just think about it like this. Before the pandemic, our goal as adults was for the young people to have less screen time. Just think about it. Less screen time for young people. Now, all of a sudden, that's how they're going to school. And also, let me show you a dynamic. When you have means in a lot of situations, in particular suburban, you have the opportunity to homeschool and that environment be just as good, if not more comfortable than the one that you have at school. Well, it works just the opposite for young people that live in the inner city. The school environment provides an escape for 8 or 9 hours to be around people that are motivated, that are your age, to be around your teachers, to play sports, to do activities, to get out of your home, to get out of your community, to put yourself in a position to feel like you're making a difference. So it's been extremely tough to be learning virtually, but I applaud our staff, I applaud our scholars. They've been doing the best they can to be the best they can. And we're going to virtually learn the rest of this school year. But I'll tell you this, I can't wait to get as many people vaccinated as possible. I hope to get our scholars and our full staff back in the building.
So many fingers crossed on that. And Jalen, there have been other athletes and commentators who've spoken out about getting vaccines out there, getting people vaccinated. How important is it, do you think, for athletes to make their voices heard when it comes to issues like this, and anyone with a public platform?
It's extremely important. That's why when people try to minimize you, they'll tell you to stick to sports or shut up and dribble. But that's a mental manipulation. What they're really telling you is they understand how powerful your voice is. They understand how many people in the community actually listen to you. They understand if you spend your time, your energy investing back in your people, in your community, you can make a difference. And that's what I tried to do by leading by example in so many ways, via education, via these vaccine shots. The same as trying to make JRLA a polling site to, again, try to be a beacon in the community to not only influence the young people that were graduating from high school and college, but also the community as a whole.
ESPN analyst Jalen Rose, member of the Fab Five, and great Michigander, great American. Thanks for what you're doing. Thanks for being with us.
Appreciate the love.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.